Hello everyone, this is Dave from Dave's Recent Things. I do get asked all the time, how does my deco mesh not fray? Honest answer, it does. It's the nature of the beast, at least I find it anyways. There are ways that you can limit or really decrease the amount of fraying that's going to happen. Number one, a burning tool. Number two, methods that really hide that fraying. And that's where we're going to jump in today with a zero fray method deco mesh wreath created by one of my really good friends, Nadia, from DIY with Nadia. This is her zero fray deco mesh wreath, perfect for those who want to hide all that fraying, hate that fraying, and maybe if you don't like deco mesh, this method may turn it around for you. Why don't I just get started and I'll show you what I made. I'm going to be using the 14-inch wire wreath frame from the Dollar Tree, along with this 10-inch by 10-yard Deco poly mesh, some pipe cleaners to attach our bundles with, and this 2.5-inch wired ribbon. And of course, I'm going to be using my regular crafting utensils to create this project today. First, we are going to start with our cuts, and our magic number today is 15. So we are going to be cutting our deco mesh at the 15-inch mark. And I'm just actually laying the two pieces of deco mesh on top of each other and making a cut. It goes a little bit faster to lay it one on top of the other, and I am just cutting this deco mesh at that 15-inch mark. Now again, I am using two 10-inch by 10-yard rolls, and I'm cutting 48 pieces cut at the 15-inch length. We're creating 8 bundles per section, and there's 6 sections to fill on that wired wreath frame. So that is 15-inch lengths, and I'm cutting 48 pieces, and I am just going to cut and cut and cut to my heart's content. Once I'm done all of my cutting, we are going to be creating our little bundles, and for that I'm going to be using 1 piece per bundle. So that is a 15 by 10 inch piece, and I'm also going to be using half a pipe cleaner. So I just cut a pipe cleaner in half, and I got a whole slew of those ready. Now this has a natural curl to it, so we're going to use that to our advantage to create this Nadia method. And again, we have our finished edges at the top and our cut edges at the side. That's both sides, so the left and right hand side has our cut edges, and the top and the bottom are those manufactured or finished edges. And I'm just going to let it curl up naturally, and we want to overhang those two cut edges about an inch. You can kind of see me overhanging them right here, and I'm going to hold it at the top and the bottom, and I'm going to place it face down and have that cut mesh right in the center. So again, our manufactured edges are at the top and at the bottom here. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to place my thumb down, hold it in place, and I'm going to walk those fingers right up the center, and I'm gathering all that deco mesh right with my right hand. And you can see here we've created our first little bundle. Now that top portion is the good side, and it was originally facing down. So that is important when we put our pipe cleaner on the center. You want to have that top portion facing up. Take that pipe cleaner, feed it through the center, and then twist it at the bottom just a couple of times. And that's going to create our first little bundle. It kind of looks like a bow tie, a fancy bow tie, if you will. But here we are, our first bundle. Manufactured edges at the top and the bottom, cut edges at the right and the left. And then we're going to overlap that center piece once more. So this is our second bundle we're creating. Lay that down with the cuts right in the center, manufactured edges at the top and the bottom. And then let's place our thumb down and walk our fingers right down the center, collecting and gathering that deco mesh in our right hand. Once we've gathered that all together, we have the good side facing up. It was originally facing down. Now we have the good side facing up. You just take that pipe cleaner, bend it in half a little bit, feed it through the center, and then give it a couple of really good twists. And that's going to create our second bundle. Now for this, we have 48 bundles to make, so I have 46 more to go. So I'm just going to work at my heart's content until I have all of those bundles all gathered and ready for our wreath frame. Here is our frame. It's the 14-inch wired wreath frame from the Dollar Tree, and I've got all of my 8 pieces ready. Now, 8 pieces are going to go into each section, and that section is in between those 2 cross bars right there. So again, we have 8 bundles going in between there, and I'm going to attach those 8 bundles right on the 2 inside wires. So that's the 2 middle wires right here. And then I'm going to flip over and have that wire frame facing down with my good side facing down of my bundle with those 2 pipe cleaners just kind of hanging up. And then I'm just going to attach those right in between those 2 middle wires. So make sure that our pipe cleaners on the outside of each one of those, twist it around a couple of times, and then you can just bend that excess pipe cleaner in, and then you can just move that bundle right to the beginning, right where that crossbar is, and then we're going to move on to our second bundle with those pipe cleaner stems facing up, attaching it around those 2 inside wires, giving it a couple of really good twists, and then you can move that bundle towards our first bundle. And I'm just going to quickly add the rest of my bundles in between that section. Once they're all attached, I'm just going to make sure my pipe cleaners are facing down and that they're actually separated equally. And once we flip it over, our first section is done, and look at how beautiful and full this looks so far. This is just one section already, and I am in love with it. And of course, now I'm just going to finish the rest of my bundles, just attaching it the exact same way. In each section, 8 of those bundles are going to go right in there, just twist tying them into that wreath frame all the way around. And once we're done, I'm just going to make sure we're all nice and even, and look at this. I am in love with this method. Nadia, you created something beautiful. I absolutely love how this looks. Now, I use this goldish kind of color. You can use any color that you want. You can decorate it for any occasion, any season, Christmas, Halloween, Valentine's Day. This is just kind of a sample of what you can do with it. And of course, you know me, here on Dave's Wreaths and Things, we love making bows, so we're going to make a bow today to match this wreath. I am cutting this 2.5-inch wired ribbon at the 20-inch mark. And all I'm doing is I'm laying it out, cutting it at 20 inches, and I'm going to cut 7 pieces at 20 inches to create this bow today. And then once I've got all my pieces cut, I'm just going to fold it in half, cut on an angle, creating a little dovetail, a little fish tail, a little sparrow tail, however you want to call it, just to finish up those edges. Once that's all done, I'm going to lay that right beside my ruler, and I'm just going to place my finger, just my index finger, right at the 8-inch mark. I'm going to pull over and overlap that ribbon, and then at the 13-inch mark, I'm just going to gather it all together, and that's going to create our first loop and our first tail. And I'm just going to hold that in between my peace fingers on my left-hand side with the tails at one end and the bow at the other end. So again, placing my finger at the 8-inch mark, folding it over, gathering it together at the 13-inch mark, and just putting into my hand to hold it in place. And I'm going to do that for all 7 pieces. Once that's done, you're just going to take a full-length pipe cleaner, twist it around that center mark, and then what I usually like to do is I like to lay out my tails first, and then I come back and, of course, fluff up that beautiful bow. I'm not going to fluff it up too much today, but it's all ready for our wreath. And to attach it to the wreath, I'm just going to feed those 2 pipe cleaners from our bow right to the back and twist it around the 2 inside wires like we did for our bundles. Give it a couple of really good twists, and then of course, our favorite thing to do here on my channel is fluff up that bow. Just fluffing it away, making it nice and beautiful, spreading out the tails and the bow, and look at our beautiful wreath with that beautiful bow. I was thinking it was missing something, so I added some daylilies on there with the greenery. I just hot glued them on there, and look at this beautiful Zero Fray wreath created by Nadia from DIY with Nadia. This is called the Nadia method, and I am a huge fan, and I hope you are as well. Look at this gorgeous wreath. How about some bloopers for you today to put a smile on your face? Hello everyone, this is Dave from Dave's Recent Things. Today, I didn't have anything planned in my head, so that did not work. And I am totally rambling on, and I don't know what I'm supposed to say next. If y'all know, oh my lord. Nadia, sorry, I totally I blew it. Get my Deco mesh to Fray. I knew I screwed that up as soon as it came out of my mouth. You know, not be there ever. And today is the first time I am going to use this method to fish. Thank you so much for joining me today and watching as I created this beautiful wreath using the Nadia method. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can be notified whenever I upload a new project. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye for now.